Welcome to the talk show with your host, Jason Takhtadjian, and I have a very special guest with me, my good friend, basically family here, Mike Hopalian. Hi, Mike, how you doing, man?
Good, brother. How are you?
I am doing good. I'm doing good because you're here. We get to chat about everything that you're doing, and folks will learn a little bit about you because right now, we just basically said that we're like family. We know each other.
Yeah.
We have
no one knows each other like we do.
Exactly. So we go back, but not a lot of folks that are watching may know who you are because you are a scholar by day, but you're a musician by night. I mean, you have an instrument in your hand, and I want you to first talk to me about what it is you're holding and kind of what are the instruments and essentially music that you play.
So right here, I do have a darbuka. It's called a doumbek, deblek. It has many different names in different countries, different regions. Essentially, dating back, it is an Egyptian instrument, but it's played all across the world. It's made its way to Armenia, all the Middle Eastern countries, Greece, all those various different countries. And honestly, it's the instrument I love most.
I see. So I want to ask you, just to reel it back a little bit for folks who don't know who you are. How old are you?
I am 18 years old.
So you're 18 years old.
Yes.
You don't look it, man. You look mature as well.
It's this thing right here.
Right there. And also you carry yourself as a more mature person.
Thank you.
You're originally from Fresno, correct?
Correct. Born and raised.
Born and raised, and we're both Armenian, and we
Yes,
both come
sir.
from Armenian families.
Yes, sir.
And I want to ask you, at what age did you first get introduced to that instrument or just music in general? Because I know that, there's more than just one instrument that you know how to play.
Correct. So music itself, I feel like has been in me since the day I was born. Even when I was a little kid, I would be drumming on tables, family gatherings, I'd have a microphone in my hand. Essentially, that's how it started for me. And then one day, how I started playing the deblek has a very significant story for me, is I had this Amazon gift card. And with that Amazon gift card, I purchased a small little deblek on Amazon, not thinking anything of it. I'm like, it's cool, I just want to try it. And then once I got it, the first day I took it out of the box, I played, my dad just turned on a song and I started playing to it. And then everybody started looking like, you have rhythm. So that's when I don't know, something was born inside me that I'm going to continue to do this. And it was just practicing constantly. And I just fell in love with it. I never thought when I first picked it up, it would be something I do professionally. But honestly, I'm thankful for God for the talent to be able to do that professionally today.
And remind us again at what age you started doing that.
I believe I was 11 years old.
11 years old.
Correct.
So you've been doing this for more than 7 years pretty much at this point. And, I'm sure that was, a process when it first came to you starting to play the instrument and the drum, because that's a lot of, you need a lot of strength in your hands, especially in your fingers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's something
Correct.
you don't just develop overnight.
Exactly. And many people who do not know, I'm self-taught, so it just consisted of frustrating nights of constantly trying to play the same beat over and over again, studying other musicians, watching tutorials on YouTube. So it was a difficult run, but it was worth it in the end for sure for me.
So you didn't go to lessons or anything like that. You
Completely
learned
taught
either
myself.
through what, like YouTube videos or just researching on Google?
Watching other musicians as well helps a lot, because I would say this is the one instrument, and other darbuka players would agree with me, this is the one instrument where you could learn something from every different musician. So you could take in, like watching a solo from 3 different people, you can take that in and create your own from it.
Got you. That's quite interesting. And you said that you're 18 years old, and that's, it's still early on in your career when it comes to the professional side of music. I mean, at what point did you start to realize, man, I could take this more seriously?
I would say it started about 2 years ago. My first step into the professional game was a couple years ago. Paul Takhtadjian Jr., he was doing like a small little concert here in Fresno, and I was playing with the band. That's kind of what started it for me professionally. After that, I'm like, maybe I could do this more frequently. Maybe I could start doing more events. So then I kind of started putting myself out there. I'm willing to do events. It started slow, obviously. Majority started off in Fresno, slowly made my way to LA, and that's kind of what it's looking like right now.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you got your shot with a prominent Armenian musician. I know that there might be some folks who are watching who don't really know about Armenian musicians, but they do understand, kind of the level of, how well known you are in the music industry, and you can give us a little bit of a better understanding of this as far as, you know, what type of gigs you started to play in and what type of musicians you started to play with.
Yeah, so essentially, my majority of my gigs consist of being a percussionist next to a DJ. And I've played with some pretty good DJs. My favorite DJ that I like to play with, and I know he's probably going to be watching this, his name is Scott DJM. He's taken his chance with me many times. He's helped me a lot with a lot of events, so great guy right there. Singers-wise, I got to play with Pseudo recently. I was a big fan of Pseudo as a kid. Now to look at him as a colleague is a great feeling, I would say. So essentially, I get to play with a bunch of different people in the industry, and honestly, I enjoy playing with everybody.
That's awesome. I feel like we've been teasing the audience already. I know we're only about 5-6 minutes into the show. You got the instrument in your in your arms. Is there something you want to start us off with to play first and foremost? Show us something.
I can do like a quick solo.
Okay.
For the audience.
I like it.
I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right.
Let's go. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And that really takes a lot of talent to be able to pull off just right off the cuff, but also just the way that you do that, just crossover is really cool.
It's not easy with this chair, but I
was
tried.
going to say, like, we don't have the most Darbuka-friendly studio here, but you're making the most of it, and I really appreciate that because, man, that's really talented, and it definitely lights up the room whenever you're able to play that. And I've been at least to a couple of events that you have performed at, and that's a whole, that's a whole spectacle in my opinion, because like you said, what you do is usually play with a DJ, and most of the time you take the show from the DJ away. And I think it's a good thing. I think the DJs really like that because it adds a different element, I would say, to the sort of party or to the music. And, you could tell that you genuinely do enjoy whenever you play this, these instruments and this music. You definitely enjoy it, whether it's through your face or through your hands, where you just keep on going and you just don't stop. So it's really cool. It's really cool to see, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit more about, your background, because music isn't everything that you do, right? You
Correct.
are currently, you recently graduated, right, as a senior.
Yes, I'm just now starting my sophomore year of college next week.
So you're starting sophomore year next
Correct,
week.
yes.
So how did your first year of college go for you? Whenever that transition period from high school, middle school to college, what was that like for you?
It was interesting. It was interesting to say the least. It was unexpected because high school kind of just flew by for me, but it was great. Honestly, it was a point in my life where I'm like, this is when it gets serious, because many people who do not know, because they always see me with an instrument in my hand, I have a hopes of being an attorney someday, and that's the goal I have set for myself. And so kind of focusing on the education aspect of my life and really putting my time towards it. It was a significant change in my life, but I'm glad I'm able to gain those skills now today.
So let's make sure that the listeners or viewers don't miss that part, right? You're going to become an attorney.
Correct.
So attorney by day, musician by night. I mean, talk about the dichotomy and the balance there. I want to ask you, kind of what drew you to pursue a career in law?
So this may be funny, but I'm a natural arguer. Why not get paid for it, right? That's what I like to say.
Fair enough.
But realistically, it was my junior year of high school. I was at CART, the Center of Advanced Research and Technology, and I just took this law and policy class. I'm like, why not try it, And it just started off with a few mock trials. It started off just gaining evidence. Like, the class was great in that aspect of really, it wasn't just education, information dump, you know what I mean? It was more hands-on stuff. And after a few trial and errors and just really working in that environment, I fell in love with it. I'm like, I could really do this. And I couldn't see myself really doing anything else in my future career path than that. So that's just what I stuck with.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. And that's really cool, too, because my sister is also pursuing law. So that's really cool to kind of see, more people going into that field, but also you have somebody to be able to ask a couple questions to, because now she's in law school, she's already done her undergrad, and that's something, for you to be able to, ask questions and learn from, and you are always, the type of person to ask questions and learn. So that does make sense that you also went into that, and also saying and admitting that you're a natural arguer. As Armenians, we are always natural arguers.
It's in the blood, man.
It's in the blood, but that is quite interesting. I mean, what type of law are you thinking about pursuing? Is that something that you've already thought about?
It is for me a little too far away to be able to really make a decision. I probably feel like I understand that more in my law school years when I get to experience everything.
Fair.
But I have established that I will be staying away from criminal law.
Oh, okay. So that's something that you kind of like set the ground rules on. And that's something I've heard with a lot of people too as well, like for certain reasons why they want to stay away from that. But also, there are so many other aspects of law that it's not like you're really limiting yourself, I would say.
Correct.
I think if anything, you're allowing yourself to find a niche. Kind of similar to music, right? When it comes to finding the niche and finding exactly what it is you want to hone it in on. And the more and more that you go through those classes and stuff like that, the more you'll find out what side of law you want to go towards. So talk about that balance of life then when it comes to doing law school this past year or being in college the past year. And you said about 2 years ago you started taking this gig seriously. So I'm sure that there were a lot of sleepless nights of you driving overnight and going to gigs.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
But given that balance that we talk about between school and music, I also do work a Monday through Friday job.
Right.
I am a universal banker at the moment. And so just balancing work, school, and music, it's hard. It's not easy for sure. And there are times where I really want to take this gig, but I can't just because of my time. And honestly, music is my passion, my hobby, my love, but education comes first for me. So there are times where I have to give up on going and having fun at this gig, performing for these people, because I need to focus on my studies. I don't have the time. But honestly, I like it in the sense of I get to experience what it's like to be constantly busy at a young age, because then I feel like law school won't hit me like a truck. That's how I like to see it. And honestly, I have support from my family and my friends greatly. As you know, you say we're family friends. You know the family I have, and they're going to be watching this. Thank you for everything you guys do for me. But honestly, yeah, so it's not easy, but I'm glad I'm getting to experience that, and I'm gaining lots of knowledge and skills and life lessons in the run of doing all three things at once.
I mean, you said it best. It's about managing your life, and then whenever law school comes, it's not going to be that difficult because you already have an idea of, how do you balance the sort of workflow and how do you balance all these sort of things together. And that's a good characteristic, in my opinion, of a good musician as well. I know that you're banking on law school, and that's a fantastic thing. You said it right, education first. But I hope the folks at home really understand that some of the musicians that you are performing with, they're internationally known. And yes, it's not just in the Armenian community, but the Middle Eastern community, the European community, to an extent the American community, because some of these musicians also have songs in English. So that's something I wanted to ask you a little bit more about, because you're still young, and I want to know, was there like a starstruck feeling whenever you were first working with these sort of musicians like Suro, and when did you get over that?
Honestly, I still haven't gotten over it.
Okay, fair enough.
For me, no matter what stage I play on, no matter how many views I get on social media, I still feel like the kid from Fresno. And I will completely always feel like that, because I like to be humble. No matter how far I go, I want to stick to my principles, my humbleness, because I feel like that's what's respected in life. And honestly, it's a crazy feeling. Like I said, when I played with Sudo recently, I'm like, I used to listen to Sudo on YouTube when I was a little kid, and I'm like, I used to DM him when I first got Instagram. I'm like, I hope he responds, and now I'm on stage with him. You know what I mean? Like, and many other musicians too, many other DJs that I've performed with. But it's honestly a great feeling, and I'm honestly blessed and thankful to be able to experience that at such a young age, because whoever knows me since I was a little kid knows how much I love the music, and to be able to perform with those people, it's honestly amazing for me.
And through performing and through that sort of, through this time of you building more relationships, essentially networking in the music industry, are there friends that you've made along the way that you're really close with, maybe around your age or maybe older, whoever it may be, that you have kind of gravitated towards because of a similar liking, or the skill sets, or just good people?
I would honestly say if I had to name one person, he's kind of like a mentor to me too. He's a lot older than me. He also plays the darbuka. Very talented person. His name is Gokor Simityan. I said I'm self-taught, but there's one thing that he taught me, which is my finger split roll that I do on the darbuka that I couldn't learn for the longest time. And he really sat down, sent me videos, helped me out with that. So, and he's a really big mentor of mine. So if I would say who I look up to and who I connect with on a new level would probably be him. And I'm really thankful for the skills he's taught me.
That's awesome. Not to put you on the spot, but can you do the finger roll real quick for us?
So essentially, a regular roll would be, but a finger roll would be. As you see, each finger is moving at a different time.
I see. So every single finger goes at a different time. That's interesting. So was it a matter of you having to take it slow and learn it that way, or was there just a skill that you had to develop?
It's difficult. Many darbuka players would say in their learning journey that's probably one of the most difficult things you can learn, and it's honestly frustrating in the sense of when you first start, your fingers aren't used to hitting at a different time with that much power. Like when I was first starting, my index finger wasn't even making noise. That's how it was. So it's just constant training, constantly trying slowly. But there's videos on YouTube to learn it. But like I said, Gokor, he taught me a different way of it, and I learned it very quickly. And I'm very thankful for him.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I want to hear you play something else, man.
Okay.
I want to hear you play something else. Here, I'll get the camera ready for you.
Okay,
you let me know whenever you're ready to go. Hit it.
Okay.
That's awesome, dude. That is so cool. If I could be able to do a little bit of that, that would be the greatest party trick to be able to bring about. And, we've been to a couple parties as well, and, you've played, the darbuka. You've played so many different, Arabic, Armenian music, anything in between. Do you have a favorite? Is there something that you like a lot? Is there a music that whenever it plays, you just have to play it?
Honestly, a really big passion of mine is like Arevelian music. People who don't know, that's like music that's strung from Middle Eastern melodies, Armenian melodies, Greek melodies, all put together. Like the old stuff our grandparents used to listen to that people like to remake nowadays. That's honestly my passion. When honestly, the second it turns on, I'm having the time of my life on the drum. That's how it is for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is really cool. And you bring up something that I've recently started to learn a little bit about, and that is just the amount of influence that our region of the world has on each other when it comes to music. So it's like you'll hear an Armenian song, for example, and then there's a different version of it in a different language a long time ago, and vice versa. And it gets a little interesting. And I know this is like a topic that we've talked about at length before, but that's something that, as more time progresses, we learn about it, I guess, in American culture when we hear people like Drake or Kendrick Lamar or whoever sampling songs from like the 60s, right? Or from the 50s, melodies. That's the same thing that happens in Armenian music, Arabic music, a lot of Turkish music. A lot of Turkish music takes a lot of influence from Armenians. And I feel like it's almost like a vice versa as well. Does that make it a little bit tricky for you to also learn and navigate the music scene? Or is it something that you also are learning every single day?
I'm honestly learning it every single day. When I hear a song and I feel like, this sounds Greek, this sounds Arabic, this sounds Turkish, or I'm listening to an Arabic song and I'm like, this sounds Armenian. I'll go and I'll try to find who did it first. Just so I can know, just because there's a lot of people who might be like, we made this song first, but they don't know. And it doesn't matter, honestly, Turkish, Greek, Arabic, Armenian, it's music. Music, I like to say, is a universal language. If it's good music, listen to it, enjoy it, it doesn't mean anything more than that for me.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I listen to a lot of music that I don't even understand.
Exactly.
And for me, it's like the rhythm, it's the beat, it's that sort of carries it. And whenever you're driving in the car, you're listening to that type of music, I don't really care too much about the lyrics unless it's like very egregious or bad, right? But
as long as it sounds good, right?
As long as it sounds good, for the most part, I think that's what can carry, anything when it comes to somebody like me who doesn't speak Arabic, for example, listening to a lot of Arabic music. And I think a lot of Americans, they haven't been exposed to a lot of music like that. I think, you know, whenever you live in the United States and you maybe don't have that sort of cultural background, you're pigeonholed. You listen to what's on the radio just about.
Exactly.
And once you get into that feeling, you start to, you know, I don't know, once you start listening to other music, it opens up a different world. And that's what it was for me when it came to listening to other music that I didn't understand. For example, French music or Arabic music.
Exactly.
And more and more you dive into it, more and more you realize, man, I really like this. And it really comes down to just like, yeah, it's music at the end of the day. Like, we have our differences everywhere in the world. One thing that we don't have a difference on is if there's good music and there's a good beat, you're gonna dance to it. You're gonna
together.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna groove to it.
Yeah,
and that's really cool. And you know, you're 18 years old, man. You have so much ahead of you, and you got a lot of schooling left ahead. You got more gigs coming your way. I mean, for you at this stage, at this early stage, is there a goal that you have for yourself that you want to set and achieve, both in your, you know, educational career and your music career?
Honestly, educational career for me is just meeting that goal that I have set for myself in without wasting any time and doing it right. Because nobody wants to be successful more than yourself. And even with music, yes, I want to be on bigger stages. I want to experience more. But honestly, I just want to see where life takes me. I'm not going to stop working as hard as I do because that's just who I am. I don't like quitting. I don't like putting anything down that I have going for myself. So honestly, my goals are just to be successful. That's what I would say.
That's a really good goal.
And to help the people around me be successful as well.
Well, see, that's a really good goal too. I mean, you're 18 years old, already thinking about other people. I mean, for you personally, is there anybody around your age that's in this music, you know, scene with you that you kind of see as like coming together?
My age group, I don't know anybody, but younger than me, my friend Harutik, he's like a little brother to me. Remember, he was performing at that event we
That's
were at?
right.
That's right.
He's also he plays the drum.
He is a truly talented, really good friend of mine. He plays on bigger stages than me. He deserves it. I'll tell him that. He's a very talented person and a very humble kid as well.
He's like 16, isn't he?
He is like He is 16, and honestly, he's killing it. And
yeah.
Takhtadjian, you're watching this, I wish you more success, brother.
Likewise. I mean, I remember seeing him at the wedding, and that was very impressive just to see that kid do what he does. I'm sure he started at a very young age as well.
Yes.
And, you know, now he's, you know, performing with every single, you know, major Armenian name that you could think about.
Exactly.
I think the same is coming for you, too. I'll be honest with you. I think the more gigs you do, but obviously juggling it with law school, and the more people realize, you know, what you're juggling in your life. You said you have a full-time job on top of going to school, on top of essentially having a side gig, right? Not a side gig, but your own business when it comes down to it, right? You have a way for people to contact you. You book people out. And sometimes, like you said, you have to cancel or say, no, I can't do this because I'm already overbooked. And I'm sure, going back to something I mentioned, you've had a lot of those drives in between Fresno and LA overnight. I mean, have you built some memories or fun memories or some maybe not so fun memories driving in between the middle of the night, going from Fresno to LA?
I mean, driving in the middle of the night is scary, I'll give you that. I try not to do it. I do have some family there that I may or may not stay, or if it's a hotel, I'll stay there. Yeah. But honestly, LA is its own little world.
That's true.
So, and performing there, just being in that environment because LA Armenians know how to party, man. They really do. And when you're on stage and you know that the thing you're doing in your hand is driving the whole party, that honestly is the best feeling ever. Or the second someone comes up, they don't even have to say anything. You see they're recording you, you know they're enjoying what you're doing for them, and it's honestly the best feeling in the world. Yeah. I enjoy performing for people and making their event special more than I do performing, if that makes sense.
I understand that. You like to see the end result or the effects of what you're doing. Not the fact that you're doing it, but how people react to it, how they enjoy it, how they dance to your music. That's what you care about more, right?
The energy is everything for me, yeah.
LA Armenians, like you said, they do it different. And today is I just remembered, at the time of recording, today is a special holiday for us Armenians, Vartavar.
Oh, it is.
It is Vartavar. We have a lot
here, right? I know.
We have a lot of technology around us. I don't think we're gonna splash water at each other. I don't think we want to do that. But that's just something that was just interesting for me. Is I wish Fresno had something like that.
I wish we could experience it too.
Yeah, I think they might do or have Vartavar at some of the schools, but there's no big event that I've heard about. I hope next year, maybe Fresno will do something. Put all the
Armenians together and do it, yeah.
I think so. I think that would be a great idea. We see a big Vartavar event happening in LA. I think that's being organized by Hike for Our Heroes, which is a nonprofit organization, and this is the 4th year that they're doing it in LA. I think Fresno should easily be able to have that too. I know Fresno had.
Armenians we have, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about all the events that Fresno's had before, like Kef Time and stuff like that, where you guys or they're able to bring Armenians together. There's more Armenians here than we can count. I'm sure there's a way to organize something like that, and have special musical guests like you coming and doing something like that. I think there's a lot of potential here in Fresno. I think
of course
we just need somebody or a group of people to step up, or maybe around our age, to do something like that.
Make it happen, yeah. Yeah,
I would say so. We're getting to the tail end of the show, man. At this point, I want to ask you, is there anything else you want to leave us off on? You are young, you have a lot ahead of you, you're extremely talented and smart, and considering, not every 18-year-old thinks the way that you think. I know that when I was 18 years old, I was not thinking the way that you were thinking at all. I was, my first year of college, rushing, a fraternity, trying to figure out what I was doing. I was in mechanical engineering at that time. I wasn't even in journalism. Is there something that you want to leave us off on? Maybe some words of advice for folks that are maybe a little bit younger than you, that you're looking up to, what you're doing or want to get into music like you.
Before I say anything, Jason, I want to say thank you for inviting me on the show. It's truly an honor, brother. It means a lot to me, and I'm enjoying everything about this. And advice that I would give is that I lived by. The younger generation is a little different than what it used to be. And what I would say is stick to your goals, find something you love, and be yourself. Be the person you want to make your family proud, but also make yourself proud as well. There's going to be things on the outside where might try to push you in and put you on the wrong path. Don't let that happen, is what I would say. And just one thing that I would say some people really need to hear nowadays is wish the best on other people. Even if you're struggling and you see someone successful, that's what I live by. Even if I'm not doing the best at the moment, I see another person successful, I'm genuinely happy for them. So just honestly, remove jealousy out of your life, focus on success, and keep God connected with you. And I feel like everything else will come with it.
I love it. I love to hear it, man. I think those are some very wise words, and it's a great way to end the show, man. Thank you so much for coming on the Talk Show, episode 9, and I look forward to seeing you in the future on another episode.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right.